Hello, dear students. Again, very warm welcome to all of you at our conceptual brainstorming integrated classes. Right now, we are going to continue our remaining part of the cubital fossa. So, in this part, we are going to look for the floor of the cubital fossa. So, what are the structures which are making the depth part of our cubital fossa? So, just look one three-dimensional orientation. So try to understand the point. Yes, this is our upper limb. Here you can observe the triangular space. Okay, this triangular fossa in front of the elbow joint is the our cubital fossa. Here is the lateral boundary formed by the brachioradialis. This is the medial boundary formed by the pronator teres, and this is the biceps muscle. So we are dissecting out. So add the floor. Can you see this particular muscle? This is our brachialis muscle. The brachialis muscle is making the depth part. Yes, it is making the floor. Now see here, we are dissecting this one also. So the triangular space is becoming more prominent, and when we are removing these boundaries, so can you see at the depth this particular muscle is visible? Can you observe this particular muscle? It is taking origin from the ulna. This particular part is known as our supinator crest, and then this muscle is passing from the back side of the radius and winding the radius. Can you see? And then it is coming from the lateral side and inserted on the lateral aspect of the our upper end of the shaft of the radius. So definitely you can observe this muscle. When this muscle, yes, this muscle is going from the depth and inserting here. When this muscle will contract, it will rotate the our forearm upside. Yes, upward rotation of the palm, known as upward rotation of the palm, is known as, you can say, our supination movement, because this is causing the supination. That's why what should be the name of this muscle? Supinator. Okay, so these muscles are making the floor. You can see the brachialis, supinator, they are making the floor. Our trick is border security force, BSF is our trick. Okay, so just see here, the floor is formed by brachialis, the floor is formed by supinator. Okay, for the diagrammatic presentation, we are drawing the transverse section of the forearm. We are cutting the forearm transversely. Okay, so just see here, when we are cutting the transverse section, at that time this is our radius, and the ulna is seen as quadrangular in shape. Getting the point? Now try to understand. Here is our muscle. Yes, this is our radius, here is our ulna. Now suppose this is anterior side, here is posterior side. Definitely radius is our lateral side bone and ulna is medial side bone. Okay, so try to understand what is happening, that from the our supinator crest, the supinator muscle is taking origin and it is getting insertion on the posterior surface of the radius as well as lateral surface of the radius. It is winding in such kind of the way. Are you getting the point? Fine. Yes, so this is the way. Okay, next, ulna. In front of the ulna you will see the muscle getting insertion in the our ulnar tuberosity and the coronoid process part, that is brachialis. Fine, so just try to understand this triangular fossa just in front of this radius and ulna is our cubital fossa. Remember, this is our transverse section. Okay, what the muscles are visible? these are our supinator. Here is our brachialis, and this is our area of the cubital fossa. In more precise way, you can say this complete part will be the our cubital fossa. Okay, so here will be our cubital fossa. So the floor is formed by supinator and brachialis. Only this simple fact you have to remember. Fine. So after this we are going to look for the content. Okay, so we are moving progressively. We have seen in the previous class the definition, and then shape, location, boundaries, and then diagrammatic presentation. After that, roof, and right now we talked about the our floor. Okay, and after the floor we are going to observe the contents. Okay, for the content we are going to draw one another diagrammatic presentation. The important content, see here, this is very important. Yes, here is our R, and then here is our 4R. Okay, that elevated part is showing our medial epicondyle. This is our medial epicondyle part. Okay, now try to understand. Here is our brachioradialis muscle. Suppose this is our brachioradialis muscle, which is coming from the our humerus. Yes, lateral supracondylar line. And then diagrammatic presentation, suppose here is our pronator teres muscle. Okay sir, now try to understand. This pronator teres is having the two parts. One is superficial part and another is deep part. Okay, so it is having the two different parts. So this is the two different parts of the supinator muscle. Diagrammatic presentation, one is coming from the humerus, another is coming from the ulna. Okay, so what are the different content? On the medial most side you will see the ulnar nerve. Yes sir, ulnar nerve is coming, and then it is passing between the two heads of the our pronator teres, and then it is running forward. Okay, so this is our, sorry, median nerve. This is the median nerve. Fine, median nerve is passing between the two heads of the our pronator teres muscle. So what is the name? This is our median nerve. Yes, you can see these are our two heads. Yes, superficial and deep heads of which muscle? Pronator teres. So these are superficial and deep heads of the pronator teres muscle. Okay sir, just draw the diagram with me. So you can see the two heads. Here is our superficial head, while this another one is suppose deep head. So median nerve is passing between two heads of the pronator teres. Remember, median nerve compression between the two heads of the pronator teres is known as pronator teres syndrome. So one clinical I want to mention here, very important orthopedics integration, that is our pronator teres syndrome. What is the pronator teres syndrome? Yes, remember, compression of median nerve between superficial and deep heads of pronator teres muscle. It results in median nerve compression symptoms. What are these different things we will see in our nerve part? Okay, so this clinical point we should remember. Here is our orthopedics integration. This is our conceptual brainstorming integration with ortho, as well as you can say the medicine. Okay, now this is the our median nerve. After this median nerve, we are going to look the other point. There is our brachial artery. So we have seen this story many times. The brachial artery is coming and it is just lateral to the median nerve. Fine, sir. At the level of the neck of the radius, it is dividing into two. One is our radial artery, which is running laterally, and another is our ulnar artery. And can you see, the ulnar artery is passing deep to the pronator teres. So here is our ulnar artery. Okay, remember, ulnar artery is deepest in location. This ulnar artery is running deeply. So this ulnar artery is running deeply. Fine. Below the nerve also, below the our both heads of the pronator teres. Fine, sir. Now lateral to this brachial artery, you will observe our biceps tendon. So here is our biceps tendon, which will give our bicipital aponeurosis. Okay, so this is our biceps tendon, suppose, and lateral to this biceps tendon, remember, it will give the bicipital aponeurosis, which will be running over this all the structure, because that is merging into the our superficial fascia part also. Okay, and lateral to this, you will observe there is a radial nerve. So radial nerve comes laterally, and remember, it appears between the brachioradialis and the brachialis. We are not showing the brachialis right now, but this is our radial nerve. This radial nerve divides into the superficial branch and the deep branch. Okay, this superficial branch is running superficially to supply the skin part. Okay, and this deep branch is piercing the muscle. This deep branch will pierce the muscle at the floor, that is our supinator. So what I want to tell you, the very important relation, median nerve, just lateral to the median nerve, there is our artery, brachial artery, and this brachial artery is dividing into the radial artery and ulnar artery in cubital fossa. So these are also the content. Yes, here we can mention this particular muscle as the our brachioradialis, getting the point, and the arteries, this is our radial artery, and here is our ulnar artery. So here is our ulnar artery. You can mention here separately. Here is our radial artery. Small branches are also there, like the radial recurrent artery, the different branches of the ulnar artery, but we are not drawing, otherwise this diagram will be complicated. And lateral to this structure, our brachial artery, you will look for the biceps tendon. Okay, and lateral to this biceps tendon, you will see our nerve. Which nerve? Radial nerve. Getting the point? Yes. This is our deep branch. I'm mentioning here deep branch of the radial nerve, which is known as posterior interosseous nerve. I will tell you later this concept. This nerve will run behind the interosseous membrane. That's why posterior interosseous nerve, which is piercing the muscle. Which muscle? Supinator. So this is the MCQ. Posterior interosseous nerve pierces which muscle? Supinator. And you can see the another nerve. This is our superficial branch of the radial nerve. So what you can focus, that radial nerve is dividing into the deep branch and the superficial branch. Getting the point? So these are your two different points which you can focus. Now try to understand. Yes, see here, these important contents you can remember as the relation M P P R. Just like the MBBS, you can remember MBBR. Your textbook will mention the superficial branch also. So the trick becomes the MBBS. So what are the important content? The important content are MBBR. Okay. MBBR. These are important contents. Fine. So what are the different contents? We are going to write about them. Contents of the cubital fossa one by one. Okay. MBBR. Also you can remember S. Remember from medial to lateral side. M for median nerve, B for brachial artery, B for biceps tendon, R for you can say our radial nerve, or you can say the superficial branch of what? Of radial nerve. Okay, so these points you can remember. Okay. Now one by one. First we are looking little detail about the median nerve. Separately at the end of the upper limb we will read about the all the detail related to the nerves. Getting the point? So we will see all the details about the nerve, but right now median nerve. See here, this median nerve is coming. Yes. It is running in arm. Median nerve, it was running in arm. Medial to brachial artery. Yes, sir. Where? Definitely below coracobrachialis insertion, CBI. Do you remember? Yes. Then this artery, yes, it is running medially in cubital fossa. Okay, sir. Especially what you have to remember, you have to remember medial to, it is running medial to the our brachial artery again. Okay, sir. Then it is passing between two heads of pronator teres muscle. Fine. So these are the different things which you have to remember. These are the points about the median nerve in cubital fossa. Okay, and also you can remember here it gives branches to, it is giving the branches to which different structure. So one by one you can remember what are the different structures. See here, first point, it is giving the branch to the flexor carpi radialis. We will see in our forearm part. Okay, we will see in our forearm part. And also you can remember the other point, the other muscle, that is our palmaris longus. Yes, sir. What are the other different muscle? You can remember that is our flexor digitorum superficialis. This all. Okay, it gives branches to these different muscles. So in a better way, what you can remember, yes, in a better way you can remember these lines. It is first giving the branches to this different muscles of the forearm. So don't worry, right now we will see later. Okay, so now try to understand the different more points. Okay, next, after this we are going to look about the second structure, that is our brachial artery. So next structure we are going to focus, that is our brachial artery. So try to understand what the points we can remember for the brachial artery. Yes, important point it is MBBR. So brachial artery is just medial to the biceps tendon. This is very important point for the pulsation of the artery. So what you can remember, brachial artery is running, it is just medial to biceps tendon. This is palpation site for the brachial artery. Okay, sir. Now what is happening, it divides into radial artery and ulnar artery. Okay, and very important question, where? At neck of radius. So just to try to understand this radial artery. Okay, this is the MCQ, where it is dividing at the neck of the radius. This radial artery, it is a smaller branch, and ulnar artery, this is comparatively larger branch. Now try to understand this radial artery, it will run superficially. Yes, it runs superficially, while the ulnar artery, it runs deeply. So you can remember, yes, it runs deeply. Okay, now what you have to remember, this radial artery was giving the branch, radial recurrent artery is given, which participate in anastomosis around the elbow joint. Okay, which participates in anastomosis around our elbow joint. Okay, so just to try to understand again that diagrammatic presentation. Brachial artery was coming, it was dividing into the radial artery, and it is dividing into the ulnar artery. Radial artery is comparatively small, okay, and this ulnar artery is comparatively large. Now this radial artery is giving the branch, that is the radial recurrent artery, which was going towards the our lateral epicondyle, okay, for participating into the our anastomosis around the elbow joint. Yes, now try to understand here. This is our brachial artery, here is our radial artery, this is our ulnar artery. Radial artery is superficial and small, ulnar artery is our deep and larger branch. What the point you can remember? Other point, ulnar artery is passing deep to both heads of pronator teres, and it is running medially. Okay, it is giving the one branch which is running upside, it is giving one more branch which is going again upside. Okay, so what were the name of these arteries? Do you remember? These all we are participating for the anastomosis around the elbow, medial epicondyle. Okay, so try to remember. Yes, this is our anterior, because it is running anterior side, it is coming from the ulna, that's why ulnar collateral. Okay, anterior ulnar collateral, or better to say anterior ulnar recurrent artery, which we have given the name of the AURA. Do you remember? And another one was our posterior ulnar recurrent artery, which we given the name of the PURA, aura and pura, AURA, AURA, and PURA. These all are the content of the our cubital fossa. Getting the point? And then you can see here the one branch which was running in close relation with the our interosseous membrane. So what was the name of this artery? This was known as our common interosseous artery, and this was dividing into the our anterior and posterior interosseous artery. Suppose this was the our interosseous membrane. Yes sir, this is suppose our interosseous membrane. So this common interosseous artery was dividing into the our anterior interosseous artery and another artery which is running posteriorly. So posterior interosseous artery. So what you can recall? Yes, these all are the content of the our cubital fossa. So these are anterior interosseous artery and posterior interosseous artery. Okay. Now, do you remember one more content? This posterior interosseous artery was giving the branch. Yes, it was giving the branch which was going upside to participate for the anastomosis around the elbow joint. Yes, and this particular artery was known as our inferior recurrent artery. So these all are the our different content. So what are the content of the cubital fossa? Yes, you can write down. Yes, what are the different? arteries as content. So no excuse with the our brachial artery and its terminal branches, radial artery and ulnar artery. Fine, sir. The radial artery is giving very only one branch, that is a radial recurrent artery. Okay, so it is very good, it is very good that it is giving only one branch, so it is friend for us. Okay, it is not making the complication, we are saying just r r a r r. While the ulnar artery is giving the our different kinds of the branches. What are the different kind of the branches? Yes, anterior ulnar recurrent artery, posterior ulnar recurrent artery, ora and the pura. And then it was giving the common intraosseous artery, which was dividing into the our, yes, anterior intraosseous artery and posterior intraosseous artery. This posterior intraosseous artery, it is giving the our inferior recurrent artery. Okay, so it is giving the our inferior, okay, recurrent, or better to say intraosseous recurrent, better to say intraosseous recurrent artery. Yes, yes, we are improving the name. This is our intraosseous recurrent artery. Yes, this is our interosseous recurrent artery. Kindly improve this one. So these are our different arteries. These all are the content. Getting the point? Fine. Now try to understand after this all. The another one is our tendon. So we have talked about the biceps artery. Then third one, that is our biceps tendon. Okay, so we are going to look for this our biceps tendon. Okay, so biceps tendon, it is just lateral to our brachial artery. Yes, here we perform biceps jerk is performed over it. Fine, sir. Now try to understand the next one, next content, you can say the radial nerve. So radial nerve is our content. Okay, sir. So what you can remember about this radial nerve? Yes, it is descending medial to our lateral epicondyle. It is just descending medial to the lateral epicondyle. Okay, and then enters in cubital fossa. Okay, sir. And after entering into the cubital fossa, yes, it divides. Yes, remember, it is entering in the cubital fossa where it appears. Remember, it appears between, so this is important question, it appears between brachioradialis and brachialis muscle and our brachialis muscle. So this is the question, how you can identify the radial nerve. Now come down. When you are coming down, then you will see it is dividing into two branches. Yes, superficial branch and the deep branch. Okay, so the superficial branch runs in superficial fascia part, or better to say it is running in front of forearm. So we will see later. Okay, while the deep branch, we are talking about the deep branch. So deep branch, it is piercing our supinator muscle. It is piercing the supinator muscle. So this is MCQ. This deep branch is known as posterior interosseous nerve, and it is piercing the supinator muscle, then it is going depth. So this is very important question. Supinator muscle is pierced by which nerve? Answer is deep branch of the radial nerve, that is known as posterior interosseous nerve. Getting the point? Fine. Now try to understand what the important point you can remember, that it gives several branches to the muscle, but right now, okay, fine, we are not discussing too much. Okay, only this point we are looking for that. Okay, fine. Now after this content, we are going to look for the our clinical why this cubital fossa is asked always. So remember, this cubital region is definitely site for intravenous injection. The best vein we have already discussed. Best vein is antecubital vein. We have already discussed. Okay, sir. Second point, that here you can collection of venous blood. Same fact is there. Third, what you can remember, introduction of our catheters. Okay, you can introduce the catheter for, yes, better to use the cardiac catheter. Okay, for different chambers of heart through the same antecubital vein. And another thing, blood pressure measurement. Okay, so blood pressure measurement, the best site is our cubital fossa. Okay, so this all the things we have seen, our story was started from the same image. This is the importance of the our cubital fossa. Okay, and also there is one more scenario, that is our ortho fractures. So there are the different kind of the fractures, like supracondylar fracture of humerus. So remember, there is supracondylar fracture of humerus. So this supracondylar fracture of the humerus, it can involve the, it can disturb the anatomy of the our, yes, elbow joint. Just one diagrammatic presentation. You can see this easy image, and then integrating with the radiology. So can you see, here is our supracondylar fracture. Fine. And the x-ray also you can observe. So many thing of the many kind of the x-ray ortho presentation you can observe. So here is the x-ray for all of you. So the anatomy of this our elbow region is disturbed here. Just look here. Humerus, these are the radius and ulna, and here is the site of the fracture. So totally the cubital fossa anatomy is disturbed. So the knowledge of the cubital fossa, it will help surgery, At this region, you have to identify the median nerve, radial nerve, brachial artery, so that you can properly perform the surgery. So these all are about the our cubital fossa. It is very important topic, just like the breast, okay, just like the brachial plexus. Thank you very much for this cubital fossa session. Now we are going to start our next session.